Hey guys, what's up? Mano here, welcome back to the channel. If you have been watching some of my earlier videos, you might have noticed a blue vintage Honda motorcycle running around in our gas station. And in this video, we'll be talking about it and what REVOLT Cycles did to make this bike up and running again. Alright, before I begin, I want to thank REVOLT Cycles as usual for allowing me to feature their work. They have been in the business of making custom motorcycles and the occasional restorations on vintage bikes for 10 years as of recording this. They are based here in the Philippines, particularly in the island of Cebu. Check them out, links in the description below. Okay, this is a 1963 Honda CA95, otherwise known as the Bentley 150. This is considered as an antique based on its age, and as is right now, has been brought back to life with some modifications to make it a bit more reliable. This is not a full-on restoration, but a perfect example of a RESTOMOD. This bike is powered by a single-carb, 4-stroke, 154cc air-cooled parallel twin with a 4-speed manual transmission, 12 horsepower, and 8 Nm of torque. The frame is a one-piece pressed and welded steel unit suspended by leading link type front shocks, enclosed in a pressed steel housing similar to what you would find on an antique Honda Cub. Dual rear shocks are an enclosed telescopic unit with no adjustability. Wheels are 16s front and back, and putting this bike to a stop is done by cable-operated drum rear brakes. Nothing fancy, super crude, but very elegant. Now, 85% of what we see here is original. From the headlight bezel, taillights, handlebars, chrome tank covers, even the turn signals are original with some detailing work to make them look pretty. Now, what I want to talk about is the other 15% that made this bike the way it is now, because I was watching these guys doing their thing to make this bike up and running again. Now, starting with electronics. Maintaining an antique 6-volt charging system is a bit hard, especially when everything right now is a 12-volt system. Parts are harder to find also. So what they did was convert the electricals to a 12-volt system, replace the ignition system with a more modern CDI unit, and basically the entire wiring harness had to be done in-house with a bit of help from specialists, of course. Now, originally this bike came in as red, but the owner wanted something different. So they went with a shade of blue that would normally be found on the Cub 50 or Cub 70, and I think this looks really good on it. Rusted out parts were repaired in-house also, and chrome bits were polished. Anything that could be saved was repaired and re-chromed. Anything that was missing and extremely hard to come by was made in-house or duplicated from existing parts. Next is the engine. On a cosmetic side, the 154cc parallel twin looks great already, but required a bit of cleaning and polishing. The engine was running but required an overhaul since leaks were present and it wasn't running properly. Now, surprisingly, gaskets, pistons, and other small engine pieces for this model were found locally from old-time parts stores. Basically, this engine is 100% true to its original specifications. Next is the exhaust. The original pea shooter style silencers were long gone, and replacement is extremely hard to find here. The ones that we see here are custom made by one of REVOLT Cycles' partner shops. Lastly, the seat. The stock seat frame was beyond repair, and this was the part that took quite some time for them to figure out. A new frame had to be made, and the foam was shaped in a way to mimic the original based on measurements and references online. This bike that we see here right now took over a year to complete and is probably one of my favorite RESTOMODs from them to date. Anyway, that's about it for this one. Hope you like this video and leave a comment about this bike and what can you say about REVOLT Cycles' work on this one. As always, see you next time. Bye.
Motor juga ba?